Welcome back, guys. Making another car video. I'm actually just driving to basketball. Me and the guys are playing basketball on this Saturday. But talking a bit about the Pokemon market and more of like what I'm currently buying. And if I am buying in this market, how is the market right now, right? Because we had Black Bolt and White Flare just come out on this Friday, July 18th. And I think the price in this current market is not too bad. The release day, the boxes were anywhere from 90 to 100, and now it looks like they're settling more towards 90. I mean, obviously, as more sellers come into the market, there's gonna be a little bit more of a push down of price as more and more people fight to be the lowest, the lowest price in the market. They're relatively the same price, both sets, around $90 for the ETB, and I don't think it's too bad. I think it's a little pricey, right? Especially for like something that just came out. I do feel as though there isn't as much product as I think that there should be. I know a lot of bigger, I know a couple of bigger companies, bigger like stores and different organizations like that. Their allocations have not been great. They're about the same as Prismatic Evolutions. However, it's split between two sets. So like think of it as half, right? Per set. Now, if you view them together as one set, then the allocations are about the same. However, a lot of people are going to break twice the amount of product, right? Because, I want to open one ETB of each. Let's say that, normally they break one ETB, 1-3 Black Blister, whatever, but now they have two different sets to collect. Two different ones, they have different cards in each of them. So they're technically two different side sets, and they might make people open more. And that in itself is gonna insinuate more product opening. I think another reason why these will be open more often than other sets, they'll be open more, is because the pull rates are better. Not necessarily for the high end special illustration rares, right? They're staying around 1 out of 72 packs. You'll get on average one. So it's definitely still hard to pull the top end cards. However, the illustration rares and the Pokeballs and the Master Balls, I don't know if the Pokeballs or Master Balls are easier than other sets, but they're there, right? They're an extra pull, and it's I think on average you probably pull 1 out of every 2 point something. So almost 1 and 2, right? Almost every other pack you'll pull something. Now it's going to be a $1 card. It's going to be a $2 card. It might be a $10 card, right? You're not going to be pulling anything big, right? Every 2 packs. But just being able to pull something every other pack makes the pack opening experience better. And because of that, you don't feel like you're just draining money. Prismatic Evolutions, it's Eevee's buzz. That's kind of how it is. So the burnout for pack opening tends to be a lot faster. You open up 10, 20, 30 packs and you're done. You're yeah, I got cooked. I mean, now, obviously, you can pull the rare card or even a god pack, and especially in Prismatic Evolutions, it is a god pack. It's a little bit over. It's close to $4,000 for that pack. However, the rarity is probably like just too rare for that God Pack for like a normal person to pull it, right? So not many people are going to experience that God Pack. And there is a God Pack in black, white, black bolt and white flare. So like, sure, there's going to be that like feeling of and a chance for an intense pack. But like, it's at 9 illustration rares, which illustration rares are cool, right? And some of them might fetch for a decent penny. But for the most part, it's gonna be like basically just on the illustration rare. So that God Pack might be worth 400 or 500 instead of the 4,000 like Prismatic. So I wouldn't necessarily like take the God Pack into consideration for like the overall set value or like pack value. I wouldn't really include that because it's not like crazy. It's still a good pack, right? Like obviously if you hit that, it's still like something that's like valuable and it's rare to hit, so it's like cool to like receive. However, it's not quite on the same scale as the Prismatic Evolutions God Pack. So I think for conclusion on my end, I think it's a good set. I do feel it feels a little bland. Besides like the SIRs and the black and white cards, the set seems a little bland. Like it feels like those illustration rares don't pack the same like punch that like they did in previous sets, and it feels more like diluted. Like there are illustration rares and they are like beautiful, right? Don't get me wrong, I do like a lot of the arts. I just feel like they're not gonna carry the same like strength that they did in other sets. I think it's like too diluted in black and white for like an illustration rare card to really like feel like a magic card or like a Tyranitar. It's just doesn't have the same thing, at least for me. I've seen some people pull some stuff, and I think it's gonna have a similar effect to Crown Zenith, right? Where like, there's not like really any major $1,000 cards in there, but the pull experience, the ripping experience is great, which will keep people to rip it open. I think the only thing that's hurting it right now is the price. It is slightly expensive because there's not like a ton of product out. I mean, obviously just released, there is a lot of products, but for the demand, there's not a lot of products. Definitely something that we need to watch over the next month. I had the chance to buy it yesterday, and ETBs for 90, the binders for 50. I didn't really see any like mega value in opening like on release day or even buying on release day. I just, especially for investing, it's not really a price point with which I want to enter. I definitely want to get a little bit of each set, right? Because on the off chance that it becomes like super expensive, I want to have a little bit of product in it. I think it just came out and it's got 2 years, right? So I think I'm gonna wait off on this for now. If I get any good deals along the way, I'll buy it. It's a little bit too expensive for me buying it at the gate, and it isn't quite like it doesn't have the aura that I think that Prismatic Evolutions has for me to feel comfortable buying it at the current price point. Now, talking about what I'm picking up, I've been picking up a little bit of Sword and Shield. I think right now, even after the recent like rise in Sword and Shield, I think Sword and Shield right now is a little bit on the undervalued side. Because, most of those sets are, 3, 4, 5 years old. And some of them aren't even, like, that expensive compared to their surroundings, right? So, compared to Scarlet and Violet, some of these sets are relatively the same price, right? Like, when you have Silver Tempest being the exact same price as Paldea Evolved, like, Silver Tempest is almost a year older, and it's a different set, right? And some could argue that Paldea Evolved is better, or Silver Tempest is better, whatever argument I want to make. They're both decent sets, right? They're both good sets. And I see Silver Tempest as being because it's in the Sword and Shield era, it has a little bit of a boost over Paldea Evolved, as far as like price appreciation that it can do in the next 1, 2, 3 years. So I find that Sword and Shield as a whole undervalued. Right now, there are certain things I don't necessarily consider the set undervalued. Like, for instance, Fusion Strike, I think it's a little bit top heavy of a set, right? A couple of cards at the top, and that's about it. I don't really necessarily view that as like the number 2 set in Sword and Shield. It's a good set. I just don't view it as like a $750 booster box. It's not really like something that I would definitely buy right now. I mean, obviously it will go up in price. That's what Pokemon does. And in 2 years, it'll be like what, $1,500, and I'll be like, dang, I could have bought a $750. But I just not really feeling Fusion Strike. But a set that I think is really like not undervalued, but I think some of the smaller products is a good price, and that set is Lost Origin. So Lost Origin, the booster box, right, is a little over $500. So yeah, the box itself is not exactly like a deal or like cheap, right? It's a $500 box. It's only like 2.5 years old. So like, right, a really good price appreciation so far. Obviously, I do believe it will slow down, obviously, as it's more expensive, as far as like doubling. But I do see the side products as being a potential like play, right? Because you have the box at $500, and then you have packs at like $10. So obviously, I don't want to just buy loose packs. Like, they don't really like hold the same value as sealed products. Just because it's like loose packs, it can be tampered with, and people don't really like buy loose packs unless they're just like doing it for streaming, or like, I guess they want to buy a singular pack of it. Online right now, on TCG no less, you can buy the Build and Battle kits for $44, and a whole sealed case of it, which is 10, for $440. So you're potentially paying about $11 per pack. Plus, you get that little promo deck. I mean, obviously, it's nothing crazy. Like, I'm not saying that like that's worth a lot, but you know, $3, $4, $5. I would attribute to that, to the value of that thing. So, like, off the bat, I think you're paying about $45 for a $52 product. So, like, you're, in my opinion, in my mind, you're like saving $7. You're like getting a $7 discount. And then to buy a case sealed, normally cases have a little bit of a premium, especially as products age, because it's like, it's one of those things where like collectors just like the cases, because there's a certain level of authentication, like all 10 of these are together in a box. Like, you open them and they're all fresh. Also, when it is a case, like, it's like slightly less likely to be individually damaged, right? Because they're all packed together. So like, maybe the outsides are damaged, but the insides are pure clean, like nothing wrong with them. And also, sometimes people like believe, oh, there's like one VMAX in this whole bundle, whatever the case, right? Whatever they believe in. Sealed cases just have like a little bit of a premium on them. So the fact that like the sealed case in this instance doesn't have a premium is pretty interesting. I went ahead and got my case from my local game store. They do really fair prices, and they actually match TCG. So the final price was $440 for that. I did obviously pay tax, so $470, and even then, right, I'm under $500. Really where I wanted to be at for this specific product, and I just think it's really good. Like, if you look at the bundles, right, which is the 6-packs, they're literally like $85. So you're telling me for 2 extra packs you're paying $40? Like, just the pack pricing, the price per pack in like those products is like extremely high, and I think that it's just lower in like the Build and Battle kits. So not even just like Milk Battle Kits is doing like blisters. There's other products I think that are just kind of being slept on right now. And especially in the Sword and Shield era, I think now is going to be like, now in the next 6 months, it's going to be like your kind of like last ditch effort to get these for these prices before they just get too expensive for you to like want to buy those. So that's just kind of what I'm doing. Even there's some weird, not weird, but there's some like smaller boxes, right? Like, oh, like Duraludon V box, or I don't even know if that's a box, but like things like that. It's just like a random V card with 4 packs. Some of them are 20, 30, 40 bucks still, and they got like good packs. Like I've seen one with 2 Lost Origin and a Fusion Strike, and it was like 40 bucks. I was like, dang, that's crazy. Like the Fusion Strike packs are like 14 to 15 bucks now, so like you're just paying for the packs, plus you get like a sealed premium on it. Like, I mean, it's just like interesting how certain things get overlooked just because people don't know like that they have Fusion Strike packs in them. So I mean, it's just like a interesting little thing, right? Even those little milk cartons, you know those milk cartons like the Clara and the Cyrus, those things are still sitting around $50, $55. Like I bought one yesterday for $55. It has 1 Fusion Strike, 3 Silver Tempest, 2 Astral Radiance, and like, I don't know, like Rebel Glass or something. Like it has like Sword and Shield packs. And they're like $7. Like it's, if you divide, 7 by the 55, it's like a little bit over $7. Like that's still like a price is a little expensive, but like still that's pretty good for Sword and Shield packs. In today's time, I just think like those are being overlooked, right? Like all this Scarlet and Violet stuff is like $7 to $10, and that's like all this stuff's still new. Like I think if you have the same price of a Scarlet and Violet and a Sword and Shield, go with Sword and Shield. Unless like it's like Destined Rivals or like a site you really like maybe Prismatic Evolutions. I wouldn't really buy like the new stuff for these prices unless you can get like a good deal on them or buy them in bulk. That's kind of all I have today. I just think I just want to make a video kind of like updating you on what I'm buying and just kind of the news about Black Bolt and White Flare. I just checked recently and my estimated value of products is now over $50,000, which is kind of crazy. Obviously, it's just an estimation. Like I haven't taken into account like selling fees and potentially the fact that I can't liquidate everything like day one. Those are just things that like you have to keep in mind when you buy this stuff. Even if you're like buying to sell, is like you're not gonna be able to like snap your fingers and sell everything for the exact value that it's worth at the current time. Unless you get lucky and find like a buyer who would like to do that. But yeah, that's kind of all I got today.